J Bills for Media Spotlight UK, and I mean, for me, it's a unique situation knowing that I've got another Joel in front of me. My name is Joel, and I've got another Joel with me. It's Joel Frimpong in the building. How you feeling, brother?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I mean, it's going to take me a while to adjust to the fact that there's actually another Joel in the building. I mean, just to firstly ask you, whenever you come across someone else that has the name Joel, does it not weird you out a bit knowing that it's like, oh wow, there's another Joel in the building?
A little bit. But I know a couple of Joels, to be fair. So I'm actually used to it now, believe it or not.
Okay.
A couple of good friends of mine that are same name Joel. Yeah.
Okay, because for me, it's like, coming across, I don't come across Joels that often. And I always think to myself, yeah, I'm the most unique one. But then then it's like, yeah, I get humbled very, very quickly upon that. So, yeah, it's all blessed, though, coming to meet like another Joel in the building. I mean, yeah, so let's talk about it. CFN, your debut. I mean, talk to me about like what made you decide that you wanted to take up the fight with Warren Spencer, and what intrigued you to get into influencer boxing.
I'll be honest with you. I literally just came across the platform, obviously I know Kay as well, one of the organisers, and I was like, look, if there's a fight there, I will take it. I'm not fussed. I saw the quality of lads that were fighting on the card in like prior times, like in Dubai and so on, and I thought, it's a bit of me, I could do this, no problem. I'm athletic as it is, so I was like, why not give it a go? Been training since January, so not a long time. I believe in,
So just a couple of months then?
I mean, a few months.
Well, more than a few months.
But as I say, I know it's not a long time to get into the sport. I completely appreciate that, but where I train, I back myself, the lads I train with, the trainers I've got, put me in good stead, very good stead.
So what's the camp life been like, to getting yourself, getting used to the idea of boxing, getting on the pads and, going through all the fundamentals and then getting to a point where it's like, okay, cool, I'm ready for my first fight. Like, take me through what camp has been like to get you in the zone.
It's been tough, to be fair, it's been tough. But obviously I started in January, so we didn't start camp officially until maybe late March, mid-March. But no, in fact, late March, yeah. April, May, June, that makes about sense, yeah. So it's been a good few weeks, really, of training hard. And I train in Brighton. So it's a gym called Moleskin Boxing Gym. Shout out those guys, they're unbelievable. 2 trainers in there that I've known very well for a long time as well. They're the main trainers down there. And they've got a lot of good lads that have been winning good titles at amateur level in that gym. So I'm around the right people, around good trainers, and then from there, I got chucked in the deep end. They're not like, what boxing gyms are like. They're very much gritty, like they're very much deep end.
They don't hold back.
They don't hold back at all. Of course, when the time is right, maybe a little bit premature, but at the same time, they will say to you, look, you ready to spar now? Of course I'm going to say yes. So I'm sparring lads that are literally amateurs that are 21, 22, 23, they've had 5, 6, 7, 8 years of amateur worth experience in front of me. And obviously at the start, you're getting bashed about, as you would do. But eventually, one thing as well about Moleskin Gym, everyone in there is respectful. So they're never going to take they're never going to hurt you too much, they're never going to take the piss. They're going to do what they need to do in order to give you a lesson to learn, okay, don't do this next time, do this better next time, and so on and so on. Listen to your coach and you'll get far. And yeah, the good few weeks it's been now, been feeling sharp, been feeling very sharp. And some of the same lads that were once beating me quite convincingly, swings the other way, and now we're having even matchups, or even I'm getting the better of them in some rounds. So I know now, sparred enough rounds to know how to conduct myself around the ring,
So, I mean, talk to me about your views of your fight with Warren Spencer, because obviously he's had a few fights already in his arsenal. This is your first fight as pro fight, going into influencer boxing. How do you think when it comes to getting in the ring? What would you think that your capabilities would be in terms of like potentially getting the upper hand on your end? What would be your views, without giving too much away, of course, but where do you think that you'd be able to take Warren Spencer, to the limits?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, I hate that term influencer boxing, because for me, I'm not an influencer anyway. I don't deal with that. I'm just a guy with an okay following who's doing my thing, trying to build myself up for the better things, really, and the better purposes. Obviously, this is completely new to me, but as you say, Warren's had a couple of boxing bouts, as far as I know, from what I've been told, from what I've seen online. He's had a few MMA bouts, so combat sports, cool, whatever. Very different to boxing, though, which my coach made me very aware straight away. Very different. The fundamentals, the technique, from the stance to how you throw your punches, it's very different. So, yeah, he's got the ring experience, but I don't necessarily think that means he's got the ring IQ over me, because I've seen him fight. I've seen him, in the ring, and his IQ is not Not in a rude way. It's not the greatest. Like, neither's mine, but his is definitely not the greatest. Like, he makes out, he says he's going to do this, going to do that. He talks a lot. And some people, the loudest guys in the room are sometimes the weakest guys in the room, It's very, very simple to say. But as I say, the two belts he's had that are boxing that I can go off that I've seen with my own eyes in the last 6, 7 months, maybe actually about a year, maybe his last fight was with Aaron, whatever his name is. Aaron, look, he got up a couple of times off the canvas, fair play to him. But when you get up, you've got to change and adapt your approach to him, not go back down. Or, do you know what I mean? Understand how to beat that person in front of you. He didn't do that. He got back up and he was getting hit with the same shots and he was getting put down with the same combinations over and over again. So in my eyes, he got up, great. He might have a little bit of heart there, but he wasn't doing much to adapt his style. So to me, it screams one style, one trick pony. Second fight, you can't take much from that. He fought a lad who I think should not even been in the ring with him personally. Whatever, that's done and dusted. He beat the man in front of him, but I wouldn't even call him a man, if not in a rude way, but I really wouldn't. He was about 20 years old. I think he came in 4 kg under Warren, so that's nearly a whole weight category under. And he had 4 fights prior to that, and he lost all 4 by knockout or TKO. So he's not a very worthy contender for anybody, let alone someone who's like Warren Spencer's level. But yeah, I'd just say Warren beat him, fair enough, not a problem. I agree, I appreciate that. He's fighting me now, so I'm glad he beat him, do you know what I mean? But what do I think I can do to beat him? A lot. I don't think he's as fast as me. Prior to my training in the gym, boxing-wise, I was weightlifting. He thinks I'm on steroids. Not a problem, mate. I'm just a naturally big Ghanaian, genetically gifted man. But that's fine. I bench a lot in the gym. I'm strong in the gym. So I'm definitely stronger than him. Power. I know I've got powerful hands. Apparently he has. Yet to see that because he knocked down one guy. The first guy hit clean with a few shots. Didn't even touch him. He walked straight through him. So, look, power, undecided. My footwork is definitely better than his. And that's not to do with my boxing ability. That's just purely off the basis that I know how to move my feet well. Always have done. So I feel like I've got a lot on him. My reach is longer than him. I'm taller than him. The only thing he's really got is that ring experience, which, as I've said, doesn't equate to ring IQ. So we'll see how we get on tomorrow. Long-winded answer, I know, Joel, but I have to break it down.
Talk your vibes, man.
I have to break it down for the guys at home so they can understand the way I'm looking at this fight and the way he's looking at this fight as well. He shouldn't be in there thinking I'm going to try and blow him out in one round because I know what he's going to do. He's going to try and come out and do that. Let him do that. We'll see how far he gets. It worked with the last guy. That guy did not even, in my eyes, should not even be in the ring with you. See if it works with me. That's all I can say.
So, I mean, I seen the face-off that you guys did earlier on the Instagram. Yes, I did. And, there was a lot of back and forths. It was getting intense. And it seemed like there was a lot of, kind of daddy-son, kind of back and forths kind of vibes. Do you think that you've gotten into his head, or, when you were face-to-face with him, what were you seeing when you saw... when you saw what Warren Spencer was looking at?
The face-off. I mean, I had a long day yesterday, believe it or not. So I turned up. The first thing I did when I walked in that door was Joel face-off. So it was like I wasn't given a lot of time to prepare for that. So what you saw there was me raw, me fresh. And I still came out on top. And everyone knows that. The daddy-son situation, this is just, you can say that to anybody. For me, if I'm having a verbal war with someone, I'm going to state things that are factual or things about the individual I'm looking at. Not things that you say, you could call me your dad. I'll call you my dad. It means nothing to me. It's just pointless, I don't know what you want to call them, just pointless comments about nothing really. But I'm not going to say it. Everyone else has said it. Your own promoter doesn't even rate you. He even said, just trying to be like Andrew Tate, let him do his thing. He's off his nut, which he clearly was in that 2-minute long interview you saw. It was actually longer than that as well. We actually filmed more than that, but unfortunately they edited it down to make sure, they get the best bits. But there was more of him acting just wild. And the worst part was, we sat like us two are seated now, and that was before the cameras went on, and he was normal. I mean, I walked in with a drink. One of my sponsors, shout out Pulse, they're not in this cam, but coming soon. Had a drink in my hand. He said to me, the promoter said, can't be on the table in case you chuck it on him. I said, what am I going to do that for? His response was, oh yeah, at least we're on the same page, I'm not chucking water on you, you're not chucking water on me, as if to say, it's a friendly sort of thing. Camera goes on, bang, his deep voice, all of a sudden his voice dropped. And I was like, what is going on? And then the act came out, which is, what he does best, I suppose. Well, if anything, what he does best. But is what it is. He said his piece yesterday. To me, he didn't really say much. And I get it. There's not much he can really say to me. He hasn't seen me fight. He's got nothing to go off. So what can he really say apart from things like, I'm going to take you to school? I mean, I'm not being funny. He hasn't got the boxing education to take me to school or anyone to school for that matter. So he can say what he wants. But I stated facts yesterday. At the end of the day, that is what it is.
I mean, I've heard that you were a personal trainer before any of this. So I guess having that background in personal training, like keeping healthy and things like that. I mean, that's only a small part, I guess, within the boxing element. But I guess that's helped you, to being in the boxing arena and actually testing yourself further than being a trainer. I guess that's helped you a lot more in getting to this fight.
I mean, look, I've done a lot of things. I like to be a man of many trades, done a lot of things. Yes, I was an online personal trainer, online PT for quite a while. But with that, I'm good with diet anyway. But of course, that put me in good stead when it comes to my diet for this fight and for the foreseeable. In fact, I don't actually even really fight at this weight, to be honest with you. This is pretty much, I would say, 2 or 3 kg heavier than my natural weight. So if I was to box, my next fight, for example, is September, already confirmed, and that will be at 74 kg or 75 kg because that is not my natural weight. I can make that in no problem at all. But yeah, I mean, look, it wasn't a bad camp. It meant I could eat what I want. I actually quite enjoyed it. Obviously, eating the right things, putting on the weight correctly. But fight to 77 kg. He came in at 77.5. I came in just under. But as I say, I can put weight on like that and put it off like that. So for me, it's just about, as you say, the diet and the training side of things, which I've got down to a T. So did it all myself. And yeah, it just put me in good stead, as you say, for having that kind of, nutrition advice. But yeah, that's what I can really say on it, really.
And you've had like a reality TV background as well with Weekender. I'm not going to go too much into it, but what I wanted to ask on that is obviously you've been on the show, and another person who's done a similar sort of vibe, Tash. She had a fight last year in Newcastle, and she made her debut, as you are as well. How's that in terms of coming from personal training, reality TV, and then boxing at this point now? Like, what would you say would be the transition from that to getting into boxing?
For me, it's not difficult at all. Like those other names you mentioned, I can't speak on them. They're not from my area. I don't know them that well. Of course, I shared a TV show with them, great memories, but I don't know them in depth enough to say what they know in regards to boxing. But myself, being from where I'm from in Brighton, this is not new to me at all. Like, I've been around boxing gyms before. I've been around fighting before. As I say, my coaches are family friends of mine. My dad's boxing in that gym. My uncle's boxing in that gym. My cousin boxes in that gym currently at the moment. For me, it's not new. It's not new at all. If anything, it was actually quite an easy transition. That's why I jumped at the opportunity. Kay said to me, do you want to jump on board? I said, I'm going to get paid to go and fight someone. Of course I'm going to get behind that. That's easy for me. That's fine for me. So I think that's always been there, especially in there. It's just about showing it on fight night.
Just a few final things from me. Obviously, this is for the CFN TV title. Does that build any further pressure, knowing that it's for the championship? There's a championship involved.
No, not at all. I mean, look, end of the day, first fight, championship fight. Happy to take that. Happy to take that back to my home. Happy to take it back to my town. No problem whatsoever. But does it build any more confidence? Sorry, any more pressure on me? Not really. Like, end of the day, I'm getting in there. I'm going to fight somebody. Whether it was for a tenner, for a title, for a whatever, I'm making sure that I'm coming out on top because I'm not trying to get myself in a position where I'm going to go back home hurt. I've got parents, I've got family, I've got friends. There's no way I'm going back home hurt. I wouldn't let that happen to me. So whether it's for a title or not, it doesn't make no difference to me at all. I think that's one thing he's got to understand as well. For him, it might be different. His mindset might be different. He's taken a loss before he, whatever. For me, it's not happening. I'm not letting that happen.
And finally, not looking past Warren, but where do we see you go next? I mean, should it be that you win the championship? Where do we see you go in the boxing realm, CFN? What's the future looking like?
Interesting question, because the answer is quite exciting for me anyway. So this fight obviously is June the 15th this year. I've got another fight in September lined up. If I win this fight, I've got a second fight with CFN and Crypto Fight Night, Crypto Fight Week, should I say. in December in Dubai. So essentially, I've got one June the 15th, one in September, and one in Dubai if I win on Saturday, so tomorrow. So for me, that's 3 fights in, 6 months? Call me a pro if you want. Season pro. I don't mind.
So you're looking to be active, like, for this year, next year. You're looking to be active.
100%. I'll get these. Of course, tomorrow is the main focus. Get that out of the way. September comes. That for me will be another fight. See how I go there. December, brilliant. End of the year. Then after that, we'll go again. Trying to find new training styles, new fighting styles, new fighting combinations that I like. Just bettering myself in the gym every single time I'm in there. And just doing my thing. I enjoy it. Keeps me out of trouble. And I look good doing it, so why not?
I love the confidence there in terms of that. Well, what would you want to say to your fans out there, and what can fans expect tomorrow for your fight against Warren Spencer?
I think firstly, my actual close fans know what to expect. I'm not one of them guys. I'm not going to be pushed over by no one, so they know what to expect. Calculated aggression is the term I like to use. And in answer to all your questions about my fans and who else I want to speak to right now, I would say thank you to all my sponsors for backing me so far. Pulse, these guys have been brilliant. Elite Security, these guys have been brilliant as well. They're somewhere on the tracksuit. Timeless Kettles. I've got loads of guys behind me from back in Brighton Hove, and they've been backing me from the start. So I appreciate all the help, all the support, and all the fans coming out tomorrow. I think I've got about 100 guys in attendance tomorrow, which is quite a big number, for my first fight. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I thank you, everyone. Keep tuning in. Stay on the journey with me. September, I'm out again. December, I'm out again. I'm ready to go now. I'm ready to go.
Well, I wish you all the best from another Joel to another. You got to represent for the Joels out there. You know what I mean? Make it hard, make it good for all the Joels. But I wish you all the best for your fight tomorrow, and I wish you the best for your future as well in boxing.
Joel, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm sure we'll catch up soon as well.
Absolute pleasure.